Okay, I'm ready. Do we have the camera on the lady side? Is there anyone on the lady side?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes, can you turn your camera on, please?
Okay, I just pressed the mute.
The officer is not here for us to turn the camera on.
I wonder if there's one of these.
Oh, okay, let's stand by and wait for the officer, okay?
Okay, thank you.
We'll put you back on here. Thank you.
That's a new one.
Did you grab expediting papers?
Let's see.
Are we ready on the lady side?
Give me a moment, Your Honor. I just came back from getting the fugitive documentation. I'm signing on right now.
I think you just need to turn your camera on. Okay. All right, we're ready to get started.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Stand up. Stand close together so we get this camera. Come over here. And do the back here.
Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Buenos días a todos. Esta audiencia es su comparecencia inicial ante la Sala Menor del Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court.
Soy el licenciado Brad Gardner, soy un juez en este tribunal.
I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you,
Estoy acá para informarles de las acusaciones formuladas en su contra,
to advise you of certain rights,
para informarle de ciertos derechos,
to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail,
para imponerles fianza por las acusaciones las cuales tengo la autorización de imponer fianza,
to schedule a preliminary hearing,
para programar su audiencia preliminar,
and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
y también para determinar si requiere el asesoramiento de un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Tienen derecho a permanecer callados sin decir nada.
But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you.
Pero si eligen renunciar a ese derecho, cualquier cosa que digan durante esta diligencia se puede usar en su contra.
So please don't discuss the facts of your case.
Así que les pido, por favor, no hablen de los detalles de su caso.
During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights:
Durante esta diligencia y cualquiera futura tendrá los siguientes derechos.
to the presumption of innocence,
El derecho a ser presuntos inocentes,
to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors,
El derecho a que se le formula una acusación formal cuando se trata de delitos graves o que procede en su contra con una acusación general cuando se trata de delitos menores.
to a speedy and public trial by jury,
El derecho a un juicio público y sin demora ante un jurado.
to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you,
El derecho a ver, a escuchar y a interrogar los testigos convocados a declarar en su contra.
to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf,
El derecho a obligar que se presenten testigos para que declaren a su favor.
to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense,
El derecho de dar su propio testimonio o presentar pruebas en defensa propia.
to have an attorney represent you.
El derecho a un abogado que lo represente.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify.
Si no tiene los medios para contratar un abogado, se le puede designar uno de oficio si reúne los requisitos.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail.
Algunos de ustedes se le permitirán depositar fianzas sin restricciones para que salgan en libertad de la cárcel.
These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property.
Se puede depositar la fianza dejando efectivo a través de una compañía comercial de fianzas o dejando de garantía un inmueble.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places.
Algunos de ustedes tendrán fianzas, las cuales conllevan condiciones especiales que impiden que tengan contacto con ciertas personas o que vayan a ciertos lugares.
You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail.
También, mientras sigue detenido en la cárcel, se le prohíbe contactar a la víctima.
If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial.
Si infringe la orden judicial, su fianza quedará revocada y permanecerá detenidos en la cárcel hasta el juicio.
You could also receive additional felony charges.
También se le podría formular acusaciones graves adicionales.
It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, the person will not be allowed to post your bond.
Cabe notar que si alguien aparece como víctima, en su caso, a esa persona no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Algunos de ustedes tienen delitos los cuales no tengo la autorización de imponerles fianza.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date.
Si este es su caso, se programará una determinación de la fianza ante un juez de la Sala Superior del Condado de Clayton y les informaré de la fecha.
If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time.
Si actualmente está cumpliendo una condena de libertad condicional, no tengo la autorización para imponerles fianza en este momento.
Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest.
Si es apropiado imponerles fianza, en este caso, la decisión sobre la cual se determinará una vez que su agente de libertad condicional ha tenido la oportunidad de reconsiderar esta nueva detención.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you.
El propósito de la audiencia preliminar es para determinar si existe suficientes pruebas para avalar las acusaciones en su contra.
The standard at this stage is very low.
El estándar de lo que hay que probar es muy bajo en esta etapa judicial.
A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred.
Para que un juez determine si una acusación sigue en pie a esta etapa judicial, solamente tiene que determinar si es posible que el delito se perpetró.
Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing.
Todos tienen la habilidad de renunciar a tener la audiencia preliminar.
However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing.
Sin embargo, deberían consultar primero con un abogado si no está seguro si es apropiado en su caso renunciar a la audiencia preliminar.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived.
Si depositan fianza para salir de la cárcel, la audiencia preliminar se renuncia automáticamente.
You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date.
Y recibirá notificación de la próxima cita judicial en la dirección que deja registrado.
Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please.
Por último, si todos pueden levantar la mano derecha, por favor.
Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Juran o afirman que cualquier declaración presentada durante esta audiencia será la verdad y toda la verdad ante Dios lo jura.
Okay, let's start with Mr. Arazo Sanchez.
Señor Errazo Sánchez, por favor.
Mr. Arazo Sanchez, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Errazo Sánchez, ¿puede usted oír y entender al intérprete?
You're on mute.
Está silenciado su micrófono.
Okay, Mr. Arazo Sanchez, can you hear and understand the interpreter?
Señor Errazo Sánchez, ¿puede usted oír y entender al intérprete?
Sí.
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass and one count of criminal damage to property in the second degree.
Señor, se le acusa de un delito de entrada o daños en una propiedad privada y otra infracción de daños a propiedad privada en el segundo grado.
Both of these offenses are being charged as misdemeanors.
Ambos delitos son infracciones menores.
The criminal bond for the criminal trespass charge is $3,000.
La
And the
fianza.
bond, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And the bond for the criminal damage to property in the second degree is $5,000.
La fianza para la infracción de daños o invadir una propiedad privada es $3,000 y la fianza para daños a propiedad ajena en el segundo grado es $5,000.
There's going to be a total bond set at $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Su fianza total quedará en $8,000. ¿Piensa que puede pagar la fianza y salir, señor?
No sé.
I don't know.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Rosa Bonilla. Do you understand that?
También existe con su fianza una prohibición que no puede tener ningún contacto con Rosa Bonilla. ¿Entiende eso?
No sé.
I don't know.
What is it that you don't know about staying away from Miss Bonilla?
¿Qué es lo que no sabe de no puede tener ningún contacto con la señora Bonilla?
No sé.
I don't know.
Mr. Arazo Sanchez, are you currently taking any medications?
Señor Erazo Sánchez, ¿actualmente está tomando medicamentos?
No sé.
I don't know.
Mr. Arazo Sanchez, it is my duty to inform you that if you violate the stay away provision, you will get charged with a felony offense and remain in jail until your trial.
Señor Erazo Sánchez, es mi deber informarle que si usted infringe la orden de ningún contacto con esta persona que nombré, se le puede formular una acusación mayor y seguirá detenido en la cárcel hasta el juicio.
No sé.
I don't know.
Mr. Arazo Sanchez, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Señor Erazo Sánchez, se señala su audiencia preliminar para el día 12 de octubre a las 8:30 de la mañana. Si usted deposita fianza para salir de la cárcel, esta audiencia quedará renunciada automáticamente y le mandará por correo la notificación de la próxima cita judicial.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Quisiera que yo determine si usted cumple requisitos para un abogado de oficio, señor.
No sé.
I don't know.
Okay. Is there any questions you have for me, Mr. Erazo
¿Tiene usted
Sanchez?
alguna pregunta para mí, señor Erazo Sánchez?
Sí.
Did he say no say or did he say sí?
¿Cuál fue su respuesta, señor? ¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No sé.
I don't know.
Okay.
I asked him again, Your Honor, did he have a question? His response was, I don't know.
Okay. You're free to go back, sir.
Está bien, señor, ya se puede retirar, gracias.
Mr. Fernandez.
Señor Fernández,
Sir, you're charged with one count of driving too fast for conditions.
señor Fernández se le acusa de una infracción de manejar muy rápido para las condiciones,
One count of driving under the influence of alcohol to the extent that you're a less safe driver.
una infracción de manejar bajo los efectos de alcohol hasta tal punto que se le considera imprudente estar manejando.
One count of improper lane change.
Una infracción de cambiarse de carril inapropiadamente
And one count of striking a fixed object.
y una infracción de chocar con un objeto fijo.
Your bond is going to be $5,000 for the too fast for conditions.
La fianza queda en $5,000 para la infracción de manejar muy rápido para las condiciones.
Your bond is going to be $5,000 for driving under the influence of alcohol.
La fianza será $5,000 por lo de manejar bajo los efectos de alcohol.
$500 for improper lane change.
500 por lo de cambiarse de carril inapropiadamente.
And $1,500 for striking a fixed object.
Y 1,500 por chocar con un objeto fijo.
Your total bond is going to be set at $7,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
En total, su fianza queda impuesto a $7,500. ¿Piensa que puede pagar la fianza para salir, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201.
Señor, su audiencia preliminar queda señalada para el 12 de octubre a las 8:30 de la mañana en la sala 201.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Esta audiencia quedará renunciada una vez que usted salga de la cárcel bajo fianza y recibirá notificación de la próxima cita judicial por correo.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Quisiera que yo determine si usted cumple requisitos para un abogado de oficio, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, do you have any questions for me?
Muy bien. Señor, ¿tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You are free to go back.
Muy bien, señor. Le voy a designar un abogado para representarlo. Ya se puede retirar. Gracias.
Ms. Tolles, thank you, ma'am. You are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. You all have a great day.
You too. Mr. Jacobs, I saw you come on the screen.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, good.
Who
I've
are you
got
representing?
Devin Harris.
Devin Harris.
He's actually on, I'm signed in a little early. I think he's at 11 o'clock.
No, it's we started a little bit early today, but I haven't gotten to Mr. Harris. Deputies, can you bring up Mr. Devin Harris? Are you Mr. Harris, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Harris, I would normally speak to you directly, but you've taken advantage of hiring an attorney, so I'm going to speak to your attorney about your charges here today. I need to caution you that anything you say during this proceeding is not private. So don't say anything you don't want the whole world to know. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me 1 second, Mr. Jacobs.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Jacobs, this is going to be a tough one for you today, okay? Mr. Harris is charged with aggravated assault by strangulation, false imprisonment, family violence, battery, and obstructing or hindering an emergency telephone call. Preliminarily, I have denied bond on the aggravated assault by strangulation because there's an indication that he has a prior aggravated assault charge out of East Point on May 29th of 2018.
That
And
is, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
in my understanding is that would make him ineligible at this proceeding to get bond on a second aggravated assault arrest.
I don't know if it affects it for purposes of today, but I've just looked on the Fulton Clerk's website. I did not represent him back in 2018, but it was a reduced charge. The aggravated assault was reduced down to obstruction, and then he pled to obstruction and reckless conduct. So he did not actually plead to the aggravated assault. I don't know if that would affect anything today since he was not actually convicted of an aggravated assault.
Let me see.
That is my understanding of reading the clerk's website earlier this morning.
Let me go back to. I'm going back to his GCIC so we can have a discussion about it.
Yeah, I've got the actual sentence sheet pulled up on my desktop. It looks like he pled guilty to 3 offenses. He pled guilty to a lesser included of aggravated assault, which was felony obstruction. Then he pled to reckless conduct, and he pled to firearm in the commission of a felony. And he got a probated sentence back in 2019.
Okay.
Wow, room at? Oh, there you go.
Do you have the ability to share your screen as it relates to that?
I don't know. Hold on a second.
Hold on, I may have to give you authorization. Hold on.
I'm on my laptop with you, and then on my desktop, I've got it pulled over. I just took a picture of it. I don't know if that helps at all.
Oh. All right. So if you can, you should be able to share it, because what's showing on the GCIC is showing the arrest, but it's not showing a resolution.
Could we come back to my case, or Mr. Harris, and could I email the sentence sheet to Rachel Baskin?
You can email it to me.
Okay.
Brad, BRAD, dot Gardner, GARDNER, at Clayton County GA.gov. So
Okay.
what I'll do, Mr. Jacobs, is I'll give you the time to do that. I'm going to switch over and do the first appearance on the lady side. I only have about 5 or 6. And then we'll come back and we'll have Mr. Harris first on the men's side, okay?
Perfect. That sounds great. Thank you so much, Judge.
No problem. All right, let's switch over to the ladies.
Ms. Colbert, one. Ms. Colbert is coming up, Your Honor.
Ms. Colbert, good morning. I don't know if you remember seeing me yesterday afternoon. Apparently, there are misdemeanor warrants that have now been sought for you, and all of these are misdemeanors. So you're going to have bonds set on all of these. The first one is giving false name, address, or date of birth. I've set a $2,000 bond. Driving a vehicle on an expired or invalid tag, I've set a bond at $500. Failure to maintain insurance on the vehicle, I've set the bond at $1,000. Driving on a suspended license, bond is going to be set at $1,500. Obstructing an officer, bond is going to be set at $2,000. And use or possession of drug-related objects, bond is going to be set at $1,500. So these additional charges, the bond total is going to be $8,500. I have set the preliminary hearing date to be at the same time as the one I set on yesterday. So that's going to be October 11th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. And you're also going to have a lawyer appointed to represent you on this. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am? Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Ms. Cortez?
Ms. Cortez, ma'am, you're charged with 2 counts of forgery in the first degree and 1 count of filing a fraudulent insurance claim. I've set a bond of $7,500 on the fraudulent insurance claim, and then $5,000 apiece on the forgery in the first degree. So you're gonna have a total bond set at $17,500. All of these are felony offenses. Do you believe you can post this bond? You don't need to pull it down, ma'am. I can hear you.
Am I on the record, Your Honor? Am I on the record?
Ma'am, this is being posted on the internet. So it's live.
Yes, I, Angelina Maria Cortez, am here by special appearance without prejudice, without waiving any of my rights, remedies, or defenses, statutory or law procedural. And yes, I can post that bond, but I was asking, Your Honor, the court to consider a PR bond due to the fact that I am a business owner here in a neighboring county with no priors.
I'm going to deny that request. Do you believe you can post this bond, ma'am?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. And you said the grand total is 17,000. Is that what you said, sir?
Yes, ma'am. 17,500.
17,500. Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That preliminary hearing date will get waived upon your ability to make bond. Is it your desire to hire your own attorney?
I don't think I'll go with an attorney. I think I'll go pro se. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any questions of me, ma'am?
I do, Your Honor. Is there a specific reason why the PR bond would be denied with no priors?
So it's not a PR bond. It's a unsecured judicial release. The unsecured judicial release comes from the chief judge. If you would like for her to consider you for unsecured judicial release, I will need to continue your case until tomorrow so I can speak to her about the particulars of your case and she can make an individualized decision as to whether she believes you qualify. If she says yes, then you have unsecured judicial release. If she says no, then the bond stays the way that it is. Would you like for me to do that?
Are we speaking of probate judge Cam Ferguson, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then no, thank you. I will take the 17.5 gladly. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have Miss Eliza, but she's a fugitive. Do you wish to keep her for that?
Let's keep her for the last.
Okay, let me have Miss Gooden.
Miss Gooden, ma'am, you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license and one count of driving a vehicle with an expired license, plate or decal. The bond is going to be set at $1,500 for the driving on a suspended license and $500 for the driving on expired license plate or decal. Do you believe that you can make this total bond of $2,000?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. You indicated that you don't need a lawyer. Does that mean you plan on representing yourself? Okay, do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Ms. Head?
She's coming up, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, you're charged with one count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Michael Head. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes,
I'm sorry, ma'am.
yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Ms.
You're
Watson.
welcome. Ms. Watson, ma'am, you're charged with one count of theft by shoplifting. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Are you currently working, ma'am?
No.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
As far as the bond, they told me that the bond was, had to go through a bondsman. Will I be able to do a cash bond and cash myself out?
So yes, ma'am, you have three options. You can pay the entire amount of the bond in cash to the sheriff's department. They will hold that money and return it to you when your case is resolved. You can go through a bonding company where you'll pay a percentage of the bond and the bonding company will tell you what percentage they charge. And that will be as a fee to them and you will not get that money back. Or if you have property that has a net equity at least 3 times the bond amount, You can use that property. As long as the property is in Clayton County, you can use that property. Sheriff's Department place a lien on the property, and when your case is over, they'll remove the lien. So those are the three options that you have available to you.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions, ma'am?
No, that's all.
Okay, you're free to go back.
And then I'll bring up Mr. Reeser.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, you, I'm sorry. You're here on what's called a fugitive from justice warrant. And what that basically means is that there is a warrant for your arrest out of another state. And in your case, there is a warrant for your arrest out of Virginia Beach. And it says for a probation violation on a DUI charge, and they've indicated that they will extradite you. You have the right to challenge this. If you believe that you're not the person named in the warrant, and you believe that the probation warrant is not valid, you can say you want to challenge it. And from a statutory standpoint, sometime within the next 90 days, there will be a hearing to determine whether you are the person named in the warrant and whether the charges are valid. If at the end of that hearing, the judge makes that determination, the judge will sign off on the extradition paperwork, and then Virginia Beach will have a minimum of 30 days to come get you. The statutory period is 30 days. They can request a 30-day extension, but it's generally that 30-day period that they have to come and get you. If they do not come and get you within that statutory allotted time period, Sheriff's Department will contact Virginia Beach, and if they are not coming to get you, you will be released. But the warrant does not go away. So you can be released out of the front door of the Sheriff's Department, and then 5 minutes later, you encounter another law enforcement officer, and they run your information. They see that there's a warrant for your arrest. And if Virginia Beach says they're going to extradite you, you'll be back in jail. If you believe that you are the person named in the warrant, and you believe that there is a probation violation situation or that is valid, you can choose to waive that hearing. If you waive that hearing, the clock starts to run today. If they don't come and get you within the statutory period, the same thing happens. You could be released, but it doesn't make the warrant go away. Sometimes people will waive the warrant, extradition warrant, and then they will hire a lawyer up in the requesting jurisdiction, which is your place, is Virginia Beach. And in any event, I encourage you to hire a lawyer to represent you up there on these charges. But I've had people who they've hired lawyers. The lawyers have worked out a bond situation up in the requesting jurisdiction in your place. That would be Virginia Beach. And they call down here and say, let the person go. We've reached an agreement. I don't know what is your situation. I don't know what you want to do, but have I kind of, do you have any questions, I guess, at this point?
Just the way, I'm just gonna waive my rights because I am the person. And,
Okay.
and, you said they have 30 days. How long do they normally take to, come get you?
Well, because I don't work in the fugitive squad, I can't tell you. Because I don't, once I sign the waiver paperwork, I don't know what happens. The people in the fugitive squad will probably be in a better position because they're the ones that deal with this on a daily basis.
Okay.
Okay, so once you sign the waiver, ma'am, they'll send it over to me and I'll sign it, and then the clock will begin to run today. But as I said before, I would encourage you to hire a lawyer to represent you up in Virginia Beach.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the clock starts today. So as of September 26th, they have to come get me.
Within 30 days, I'll say that. I don't want to get, I
30
went to
days.
public school, ma'am. I don't want to be like, I'm on the 29th day or whatever. Okay, well, thank you, ma'am. And again, please seek legal representation up in Virginia Beach to assist you on these charges.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, have a good day.
You too.
Okay,
All right.
Judge, that concludes it for the females.
Thank you, have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Let's switch back over to Mr. Jacobs. I got your attachment. Let's see. Okay, so he is eligible for bond. So, Mr. Jacobs, I will hear from you as it relates to your client about the charges of bond.
Yeah, Judge, he's 42 years old. He's lived here his entire life. He lives in East Point in a house, and he is married with 2 kids. One of his children, I believe, is 25, and the other is 16. This was an incident with his wife. I don't believe his wife is out for blood in this case. They're trying to reconcile and see if they can make their marriage work. He's got that I'm aware of, no FTAs or bench warrants in his past. He is on probation at Fulton County. He's in non-reporting status. He completed all the special conditions. We are asking for a bond. He does have a good job. He's worked for 6 years as a truck driver with Monty's Transportation is the name of the company. So we are asking for a bond. I know he does have this prior case in Fulton. If Fulton County wants to do something as far as revocation, then obviously he'll have to deal with that at some point in the future. I don't think, given that my experience in Fulton County with him being a non-reporting, I don't know if they're actually going to do anything. But we are asking for a bond so he can get out and not lose his job. We would ask for a $20,000 bond on the ag assault and a $5,000 on the false imprisonment, and then a $1,000 on the 2 misdemeanors. I think that's something he can make and get out. But if the court would consider that, we'd be greatly appreciative.
So the non-reporting probation becomes a problem under 1710-1. Under 1710-1, non-reporting probation or suspended sentence would prohibit him from getting bond at the first appearance on a felony or battery or a misdemeanor with violence. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm looking for the exact paragraph. Okay, it is 1710 A 3 B. A parolee or probationer. A parolee or a probationer charged with a misdemeanor involving physical injury or an attempt to commit physical injury or terroristic threats, or with a new felony, shall not be entitled to bond pending a hearing on the revocation of his or her parole or probation, except by order of a judge of the Superior Court, Superior State or Magistrate Court wherein the alleged new offense occurred after a hearing and upon determination of the Superior State or Magistrate Court that the parolee or probationer does not constitute a threat to the community. Provided, however, this subparagraph does not authorize state or magistrate court judges to grant bail for a person charged with any offense listed in subsection A of Code Section 1761. So, and this comes up most often with people who are on suspended sentences or, like you said, non-reporting probation out of whatever jurisdiction. The fact that they're on non-reporting probation, it still applies. So that would handcuff me as it relates to being able to set a bond on the aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and battery charge.
But if Fulton County never, I mean, I don't know, they may do something, but if they never do anything on the probation matter, are you saying that I would need to go to a Superior Court judge in Clayton County, or?
No, what generally happens when people are charged under or held under this is if the probation officer says it's fine, the DA's office will consent to a bond.
Okay.
Is my understanding.
Okay, so I'll reach out to the DA's office to see if they will consent to something.
Yes, it doesn't mean he can't. It doesn't mean he can't get a bond. It just means I can't set it.
I understand, absolutely. Perfect. I will reach out to Ms. Freeman in the DA's office.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the bond in place for the $2,000 for the obstructing or hindering. I've placed a stay away provision on the bond as it relates to Patricia West. And I actually got into an argument with a lawyer one day about this, but the basic thing is you're presumed innocent, Mr. Harris, and I don't know how you got here. I don't know what happened, but we placed this stay away provision on because generally everybody's getting out. You're getting out this evening and you just have a hiccup, and it looks like Mr. Jacobs may be able to work that out. But we don't want whatever issue that led to you appear before me today to flare up tonight, and then you're back in custody. So we place the stay away provision, and it's something that can be removed, but it generally goes through a process where they make sure that both sides are okay with it. Because on the flip side, if I were to put let's say I put there's no kind of stay away provision, or I put a no violent contact, and then the other person starts calling the DA's office and saying, I can't believe he's here, he's that, blah, blah, blah. It just creates a whole bunch of problems on the back end that we can resolve if we just deal with it on the front end. Okay. So I've known Mr. Jacobs for a while. He's a great lawyer. You've made a great choice. I would listen to what he has to tell you. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Oh, Mr. Jacobs, he's gonna preliminarily have a bond hearing set for October 15th
Okay.
at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. But currently That's being done by Zoom. And then he's going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning. And that's also set by Zoom. And you may be able to work with the district attorney's office about bond as it relates to moving those dates.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's good seeing you, Judge.
It was good to see you too.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
Mr. Jacobs, you're free to go. Mr. Harris, you're free to go back.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. Arnold. Mr. Arnold, sir, you're charged with 1 count of improper lane change and 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond is going to be set at $500 for the improper lane change and $3,000 for the violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. And have a total bond set at $3,500. Do you believe you can post that bond, sir?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning. The date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
I can get one. I can get a
Yes,
lawyer.
sir. Yes, sir. Okay, anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Mr. Cooper? Mr. Cooper,
Yes, sir.
sir, you're charged with 5 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Each one is possession with intent to distribute a different substance. I've set a bond at $10,000 for each offense. So you're going to have $10,000 for each violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. That's 5 counts. That's going to be a total bond of $50,000. You believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I can retain my own counsel, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir. Thank you. Have a blessed rest of your day.
Okay, have a good day, sir. You're free to go back. Mr. Ellendu? Mr. Ellendu, sir, you're charged with 1 count of failing to stop or yield at a stop sign and 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. You're gonna have a $500 bond set on the stop sign charge, and you're gonna have a $1,500 bond set on possession of marijuana less than an ounce. You're gonna have a total bond set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your
Absolutely.
preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Ellendu. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
I do, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
There's a glitch in the system to where I have a hold. Last year, I was locked up in December and there was a hold from immigration. I stayed the maximum days allowing immigration to come and get me. They did not come and get me. I've been here well over 25 years, but Clayton County did enough to release me, but they didn't do enough to where when I come back in the system, that same thing doesn't just automatically happen. And this is like the 3rd time it's happening. It's not an immigration hold. It's like they do enough to release me, but even if it's a traffic violation, it's an automatic hold just from Clayton County alone. And it's like they're telling me it's immigration, but it's not immigration. And that in itself hinders me from being able to bond out.
Okay, let me kind of unpack that a little bit. You said that they do enough for you to get out, but then the last thing you said was the hold is keeping you from bonding out. Can you explain those
Yes,
two
sir.
things?
Yes, sir. So my wife last year, it's 7 days. They allow you 7 days maximum for immigration to come and get you. So my wife was calling every day to see what was the update. I stayed in here 9 days, and 7 days is the maximum days. So I stayed in here 9 days. So after my wife was calling the lawyer and calling the jail, they finally was able to just get the process started and release me because immigration wasn't coming to get me. Even the charges wasn't significant enough. So with that being said, after they were, and this was the second time, December was the second time I was in here on a traffic violation. And I was in here 3 months just on a traffic violation because I couldn't find out because of that hold. And they kind of noticed. So they, after processing my information and releasing me, they do enough for me to get released. But as soon as I come back in here again, it's like that same hold pops back up again to where I have to go through maybe a 3-month lengthy process for a simple traffic citation because it's so ridiculous. It's really very, normally I would have a lieutenant look at it and the lieutenant kind of looks at it and say, okay, wow, this is a mistake. And then I get released after I find out. But I'm just hoping that while I'm here with you, that you can kind of look into it. So this isn't something that I have to spend another day or two having a lieutenant look into to just have a release and I can actually keep my job and my livelihood going.
Mr. Ellendu, once you've gotten out, what steps have you taken to clear this up once you're on the street?
I've called immigration to see why why the hold is constantly being placed on me. And that's why I'm speaking with such confidence because they're telling me we're not placing any hold on you. We did place a hold on you in 2014. That was the only hold we've ever placed on you. So because of that one particular hold, and even those charges were completely dropped. I don't have a felony or anything on my record. From that 2014 hold, any little thing that I do in Clayton County to come back in Clayton County, it's almost like an automatic hold. And it's not coming from immigration. They tell me it's coming from immigration. It's happened 3 times. I would stay here 7 days, allowing them the maximum time to come get me. They don't come get me. So I've taken the steps to call them to see why, after they've assured me that they're not the ones putting a hold on me. I was reluctant to pursue any further action because I was kind of, I was more confident that I don't have an issue with immigration after being told that we're not placing a hold. So I called Clayton County, but it's kind of hard to get in touch with the right personnel to see why.
Mr. Ellendu, I only have limited access to your criminal history, so I can't see what it is that you're talking about. So I'm not in a position to comment on it one way or another. What I would encourage you to do is, you said you had a lawyer that had called before. Get the same lawyer to, when you're out, to set up a meeting to come down and have a discussion about what is going on so that at least you and your lawyer will know. But if you're waiting until you get arrested and then it becomes an issue because you can't get out, you're going to be sitting in jail. And for you to say that this is the 3rd time that has happened, I got to say, if something keeps happening, wouldn't you want to take steps to try to make sure it doesn't happen? I know you said you called immigration and they said they don't place a hold on you. So if you believe that the issue is coming from the Clayton County Sheriff's Department, get your lawyer and make an appointment to come down and resolve it. Okay? Is there anything else, Mr. Ellendu?
No, sir.
Okay. And I hope I'm not trying to appear harsh, but I can't resolve that today. And like I said, I looked at your GCIC while you were talking and I didn't see a hold on you, but that doesn't mean the Sheriff's Department doesn't have that information.
Right. Well, so, okay, well, I'm so confused right now because you're saying because I've been told by another officer, they don't see the hold either. But I called my uncle last night and he says he called the bonding company and they see a hold. So I'm kind of confused at this point.
Did they say where the hold was from?
Oh, they didn't confirm it and he didn't ask and I didn't have that much time to really get the entire information.
And that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying. I can't speculate on it because a hold is a hold, whether it's immigration, Forest Park, Jonesboro, traffic tickets, child support. A hold is a hold. So it's gonna be the person that's there seeing the hold to actually say, this is what the hold is for. Okay? All right, you're free to go back, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. McGee. Mr. McGee, sir, you're charged with 1 count of robbery and 1 count of aggravated assault. I've set a $5,000 bond on the robbery charge and a $15,000 bond on the aggravated assault. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Not today.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, I was injured. Like punched me in my stomach, my inside.
Hey, you do qualify, Mr. McGee. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, and make sure you tell the lawyer about the circumstances and facts surrounding your arrest, okay? All right, you're free to go back, sir. Mr. McCauley. Mr. McCauley, sir, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects, 1 count of financial transaction card fraud or theft, and 1 count of open container. You're gonna have a $3,000 bond set on the violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, $1,500 bond set on the use of possession of drug-related objects, a $20,000 bond set on a financial transaction card fraud charge, and a $5,000 bond set on the open container. So that's going to be a total bond set at $26,500. Do you believe you can post that bond? Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Are you currently working, sir? Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Russell. Good morning, Mr. Russell. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of theft by deception. This is being written as a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I do, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I do.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Just for clarification, this charge is just being charged by Lovejoy or Clayton County? Because from what I was told yesterday from the arresting officer, is that I was going to be fingerprinted both then. The only reason that I'm here now is because of a warrant. Because of a warrant for violation of probation. That was it. So.
Oh, hold on. The answer to your question is Lovejoy PD.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, sir?
Yes, and so that is Lovejoy PD. They gave me a court date of December 12th. So I'm just trying to figure out, why do I have two court dates for the same charge?
I have no idea why Lovejoy gave you a court date. I don't know anybody from Lovejoy PD.
Okay, I'm just conflicted on why they, because I wasn't in the, yesterday when I got here.
Mr. Russell, these are questions that your lawyer will be able to answer.
All right.
That's why I've appointed you a lawyer. Okay? Anything else, sir?
You said $2,000 on the charge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that all?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good day.
Mr. Shaw. Mr. Shaw, sir, you've been charged with one count of, they call it pedestrian in the roadway, but it's commonly known as jaywalking, and one count of obstructing an officer. I'm going to set your bond $500 for the $500 for the crossing the roadway charge, and $1,000 for obstructing an officer, for a total bond of $1,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, but they told me that I had they told me that I had a violation on my probation. But when I went to probation, they swapped over my probation officer because somebody tried to attack me in the probation office one time, and I, and I didn't.
Sir, the judge asked if you can post bond. You don't need to explain your case, all right?
So, Mr. Shaw, anything related to your probation officer has to be directed to the probation office.
If I post a bond, I can't be able to go home if there. Do I have any holds on me?
I did not see any holes, but the sheriff's department, if they tell you you have a hole, you have a hole.
Okay, so that's $1,500 bond?
Yes, sir. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. Would you like for me to get you a lawyer?
I guess so.
Okay.
I just need to call my mom. I'm not sure about it.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, Mr. Shaw. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You can always discharge this lawyer and get yourself another lawyer if you want to, okay? All right, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Shirk. Sir, you're charged with one count of improper turn or failing to signal on a turn, it looks like. One count of violation Georgia Controlled Substance Act. One count of crossing the guard line with drugs, gun, or alcohol. One count of tampering with evidence. One count of aggravated assault, and one count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. I'm going to set bond on all of these offenses. I'm going to set a $500 bond on the improper turn, a $3,000 bond on the drug charge, a $2,000 bond on crossing the guard line charge, a $3,000 bond on tampering with evidence, a $10,000 bond on aggravated assault, and $5,000 bond on possession of weapon during the commission of a crime. So that's going to be a total bond of $23,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay, there's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Joseph Chisholm. Do you understand that?
I'm sorry.
A Joseph Chisholm.
Yes, I understand. I have no idea who that is.
Okay, this is the person who, it seemed like a crazy fact pattern, but this person they're alleging that you drove a car towards that person. So that's the allegation. I don't want you to comment on it at all, okay? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Shirt?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Slade?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Judge, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Slade. So you're charged with one count of driving on a suspended license, one count of failing to yield as you enter the roadway, and one count of having your license not on person. You're going to have a $1,500 bond set for the driving on a suspended license, a $500 bond set for failing to yield as you enter the roadway, and a $500 bond set for license not on person. So that's going to be a total bond set at $2,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, Mr. Slade?
No, sir,
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir, thank you very much.
All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Tillery. Mr. Tillery, sir, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass damage to property. This being written up as a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be set at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yeah.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from an Aaliyah and Amali Watson. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning. This date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson, sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. There's going to also be a stay away provision on this, to stay away from Mary Durham, okay? Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to find you qualify, Mr. Thompson. Going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir? All right, you're free to go. I'm sorry.
Do I have a hole anywhere?
I don't see a hole showing, but if you do, the sheriff's department, they are the finer arbiter. They will know. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go back, sir.
Have a great day.
Mr. Weston.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Weston, sir, you're charged with simple assault. I've set the bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Okay, there's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Jimmy Bryant Jr. Do you understand that? Your preliminary.
He not, I don't want him to come to me either. Can you put that in there?
Hold on, sir. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for October 12th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, you do qualify, Mr. Weston. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what were you asking me, sir?
Vice versa, I'm gonna share with him, but I don't want him coming to me either. Can you put that in there?
I cannot.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
All right. You're free to go back.
Let's go.
Mr. Winston?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Mr. Winston, sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving a vehicle with the expired or invalid tag and 1 count of unlawful possession of a silencer on a firearm. The bond is going to be set at $500 on the tag charge and $5,000 as it relates to the silencer issue. You're going to have a total bond set at $5,500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for October 13th at 8:30 in the morning in courtroom 201 because this silencer thing is a felony. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Okay, so about the silencer.
Sir, this is public. If it's going to be anything related to the facts of your case, speak to your lawyer first. Because you started out about the silencer.
Oh,
That you're charged with the crime as it relates to that silencer. Anything you say about that silencer could impact you negatively. Even if you say it wasn't mine, I got it from this other person. Okay?
yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
All right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm saying, if I go to court, can it be waived?
I'm sorry?
If I go to court, is it a possibility of it getting waived?
What getting waived?
The silencer.
Speak to your lawyer.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? All right. You're free to go back.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that.
Okay.
That's gonna be everybody on the mail side.
Thank you. Have a good day.